All right.
3, 2, 1.
We're live.
Again? Finally? Something?
Where's the Facebook? .com. www.
I don't know anything. I don't even know you guys anymore. Who are you?
I don't know. We're watching TST right now. That's who we are.
Okay.
I don't know, but I was hoping we would just spend this entire pod talking about next season in the summer. That's what I was hoping for.
You just want to skip right over all the fun.
Everything that happened.
Nothing happened.
Well,
It was
Dave,
a big blur.
Oh, that's a wrap.
it's over, yep.
Glad we had him turn down the music.
Yep.
Have a sip of your beer, Alan.
I'll go back and tell him to turn it back up.
Yeah.
hell
During the difficult discussion, you can have him turn it up again.
That's right.
Did
We'll
I
get-
just
we'll
sit
get-
between you guys because of that?
Yes,
match?
yeah. He's got a long reach, so I'm sure I can be hit. But
Ooh, his fingers, man.
yeah. Anyway, it's been a up and down season for the podcast. There's just so much going on, and there's a goal. Oh,
That was
baby.
nice. That was nice.
Yeah.
Is that a walk-off? Is that a dub? Sorry, we're watching this total soccer tournament.
I can
on
edit out
ESPNU.
anything. I
Oh, it's
want.
first 1 to 5. Nice.
Oh, no wonder.
Well, anyway, Trent's got the rundown that he put together today. So
Where are we at, by the way? Do you want to tell the folks?
We're at Social Capital again. They've been a very, very gracious host for most of this season. I mean, this may be our 4th time out here. We were out here last year for Halloween, Christmas,
Halloween,
you
yeah.
name it. So
Summer.
just a great setup. And, obviously tomorrow, we're not a big poll. We're not a big draw. But tomorrow night, Game 1, Thunder, I'm sure.
That probably won't be a big draw either.
No, nobody will be down here.
Not nationally anyway.
So live it up
Locally.
live it up all you can, right?
Do they play tomorrow? Is there a game?
Thunder?
Yeah.
I mean, this podcast will be dated by then, but if we do, I hope it's 1-0. Oh, here's the fucking
Amen.
guy doing the
Leaf blower?
weed eating
Ooh,
here
UEFA Nations
at
League.
6:31
Right
on a
on time.
Tuesday night, Wednesday
Oh,
night.
that's
We
perfect.
can rewatch it.
That's perfect.
Rewatch the game.
Thank you, sir.
Me and Dave were just talking. We had at least acquaintances that we know.
Yeah, this
There.
Nations League final. You want to start there? It was a pretty...
I don't know. I didn't watch it, but
didn't get
if
to watch?
I mean, what a sexy matchup.
I just watched a bit in the second half, but
Yeah,
yeah.
this one kind of snuck up on me. And tomorrow's match as well is Spain and France. And you're like, holy shit,
that
the
should
be
season
good.
just ended, but we're back in international soccer just
Right.
like
Yeah.
that. And
Yamal
I'm-
versus what's the kid's name? Dewey.
Dewey.
If they're both playing.
Dembele.
I would imagine they...
Dewey's probably
they are.
on some yacht out in the middle of nowhere, just
Well,
Passed
Portugal...
out.
As he should be.
What's his name? Nuno Mendes plays for PSG?
Yeah.
He's in this squad today, so
Yeah.
he had about 1 day of celebration before he had to go
No
play
rest
in
for the
Germany.
wicked.
He got the assist for Cristiano. The winner.
Yeah, he did. He
Yeah.
did. Cristiano had the tap in there at the end. But
So,
yeah, Portugal
you-
ended up winning 2-1. So
fucking Ronaldo again.
they're in the
huh?
final. They're in the
Ronaldo
final.
scores the winner.
He's
so-
inevitable, man. He's 40 years old.
Yeah, Florian Wirtz. Where's he? Is he linked with Liverpool? Is that right? He
Yeah.
scored the goal for Germany.
I heard
Yep.
they won a lot more money for him.
I
at the
doubt
moment,
he's
though.
going to stay at Leverkusen. He's too big of. I mean, I'm surprised he lasted last season.
Yeah.
The first
but-
rumor was City that he was going to,
Well-
and then that changed, and now Liverpool looks to be the leader.
I hate
Yeah.
I hate both of those options.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want either of those either.
Yeah, but that's the likelihood that he's going to go to one of those teams or somewhere in Spain or
He
whatever.
could show
but-
up and have a Timo Werner season too, though, and suck.
Yeah.
For sure.
You never know. With
Or
these
a Sancho
Or
season.
in Cuckoo. You never know with these Bundesliga guys. So.
Yeah.
But no, he's pretty talented.
Yeah.
If he's starting in that spot for Germany, he's pretty.
The big Bundesliga signing so far, I mean, at least recently, has been what? Sancho, Nkunku,
Oh, into the
Werner.
no,
Werner,
No.
Kai Havertz.
no.
He
Maybe
wasn't
when
a
he
big
went to
signing?
Chelsea.
He's just saying the big signing at the time. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, at the time,
Wasn't he
yeah.
a big signing? I mean, he was like 60 mil,
100%,
wasn't
yeah.
he,
He's been-
for Chelsea?
Yeah, absolutely. He started for us. And, yeah.
Hopefully, there's another big Bundesliga signing. We're linked with Leroy Sané. which-
Who's worked out from the Bundesliga in the Premier League? Can you guys think of anybody?
Didi Hamann back in
Kevin De Bruyne came from Wolfsburg, and
Yeah,
I don't know if that counts. 'Cause he was already in
Pulisic
Prem.
wasn't bad for 2 seasons.
Pulisic
you had
was
your
good when healthy.
big Dutch striker that
Weghorst?
yeah.
Yeah, but he was on loan at Wolfsburg, and then
Yeah.
because he was actually a Burnley player.
A Bundesliga transfer. That's really
Holland.
Maybe Pulisic.
Holland.
yeah,
There you
Holland. That's true.
Forgot
Yeah,
he was
Dortmund
there.
guys
Yeah.
are always the guys, right? I mean,
he's
Pulisic and
obvious.
Holland might be the only ones, at least.
no,
in recent
Gundogan
memory.
came from
Gundogan.
Dortmund.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't really like.
Oh, he's a legend at City.
He did really.
He's kind of like a Mahrez.
I don't think he hit the ground running though. It took him a while in that City
He's
squad.
very short. So
Well, he was injury prone too.
yeah,
Ilkay, Mesut Ozil. Didn't he come from
He was at
Bundesliga?
Real, actually.
before?
Real Madrid, yeah.
Yeah.
Cristiano was pissed
he was a
when they
Mourinho
sold him.
He was
guy.
in Germany before that.
Cristiano,
I'm sure Mourinho rode his ass.
dude, Cristiano was so pissed when they sold Ozil.
Yeah.
Cristiano is going to be at the World Cup next year, by the way.
Yeah, you would have thought after 22, where he walked off balling like a baby, that was it. Because,
And-
but hey, here's the problem with him. I didn't watch this match, but you have to build the team around him, and that's why they benched him in the World Cup in the round of 16, and that.
Martinez
I forget
isn't
whatever
afraid
that
to do
guy
it.
they had up front, Santos or something, scored like a hat trick. They beat Switzerland like 6-1.
Yeah, he had a
they
hell of
pulled
a goal.
Ronaldo from the game because
It was like Gonzalo Ramos.
and
or
United,
something
you
like
guys
that.
kind of had the same problem. You had to build your formation and everything around him, and it's like he's a great player, but it's kind of a detriment.
Yeah, you
He
can't
didn't last
do
long in his second stint.
you can't do the modern pressing that a lot of managers want to do
he's
with
never
him up
tracked
top.
back, so don't expect.
So
Right.
if everybody else does their job and can make up for his lack of defensive effort,
Right.
then he can definitely step in
Well, that's why
and
they probably
score goals.
started certain guys today because they can track back. Pedro Neto,
Yeah.
Yeah.
horrible end product. Trust me, I know. But he's going to run up and down that line for.
But
about
he
80
works.
minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so international game. I mean, I guess that's the transition to European football, the Champions League. Holy shit.
God, that was a
3-0.
beatdown.
I was mowing the lawn, and it was 2-0. I walk in and saw the third goal. Right. Perfect timing. I'm like, well, 3-0. I come back in afterwards, all sweaty and hot, and ladies, and it was 5-0. It's like,
I was in Dallas at the flag football tournament for my kids,
Yeah.
and I turned it on with because my son was playing, and maybe with like 20 minutes in, and I was like, it's already 2-0. Good lord! So I went back and watched the goals.
Inter
but-
looked gassed from the
well,
start.
Simeone.
They look
or
shocked.
Inzaghi's a smart
I think it's
coach, and
'cause they
he's
were-
worked his way through 2 out of the last 3 years into a Champions League final.
and now he's gone.
Yeah. So what happened was they tried to sit back and hit him on the counter. They tried to clog the midfield, hoping that Spain would just kind of do the tiki-taka, or not Spain.
It's racist.
Yeah, PSG with Luis Enrique, so it's kind of Spain. But do the tiki-taka stuff, just pass. Well, they cracked the code on him.
Fairly quickly.
Yeah, and so
And they were pressing. Did you see Dembele's starting position before every goal kick? He was on the line like he was a sprinter.
Yeah.
As soon as Sommer was playing the ball wide or anywhere else, he was pressing, sprinting them right off the bat. So I don't think they knew what hit him.
it's a bad matchup.
I don't think they knew the speed. They knew, obviously. I'm not telling them anything they didn't know, but I think they were overwhelmed by it really early on. and
they were
it
hoping to
showed.
catch him, and like I said,
Dembele, Doué,
yeah.
pretty good.
Barcelona and PSG would have been way better of a
That would have
final.
been a hell of a final.
I mean, let's face it, the 2 semifinals were kind of finals in themselves.
Semis were great.
Yeah, they were
Barca
good.
And Inter was just killer. I forget the aggregate, but it was like 10-9, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
A lot of back and forth in that one.
No,
What am I watching here? Is Roberto Martinez like Portugal's
Still there,
manager?
man. Yeah.
Was he before?
Their last tournament.
Oh, okay.
The Euros.
Okay.
He was Belgium before that, right?
Yeah. So yeah, that was a little surprising. Looking at it now, maybe not, but Inter's done so well at kind of sizing up any opponent and adapting. And like City, they only lost 1-0 to them a couple years ago. So yeah, it was a pasting, old school pasting. Some of these Champions League finals back in the '90s and shit used to be 4-0. Now they're all 1-0, just score a goal, park the bus kind of deal.
That's the most lopsided one I've
Yeah.
ever seen.
So good for them.
I think it was the highest scoring final, or
Yeah.
the greatest margin of victory.
Yeah.
I believe it because that's the
So where did
best.
Inzaghi end up?
So we're in Saudi, right? At one of those,
Oh, he's already found a new.
Yeah, he's in.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's in Saudi. So
Okay, cool.
You got to think. I saw the rumor Inter Milan is looking at Cesc Fabregas at Como
Interesting.
to pull him away. And of course, Como doesn't want that to happen because they're building something cool.
Yeah,
out
but
there,
you can't hold down.
I don't know if
Fabregas
Cesc- yeah, I don't
on
know
the
if he's
field
gonna-
or on the sideline.
That'd be cool if he stays maybe one more year and sees what they could do with some investment.
And then
and
it
new
replaces
players.
Maresca in a couple years.
Hey, I'm liking Maresca right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
so.
it's working out.
I got nothing to complain about that guy.
But yeah, Champions League final. It's just
Inter. Yeah, but Inter's looking for a manager, so that'll be interesting.
Speaking of City losing 1-0, from your previous comment, they lost to Crystal Palace in the FA Cup final, which was fun
That
to
was
watch.
awesome.
As a
surely
the Christian team.
Talk about a team that
One.
sat back and took their one chance
Yeah, and
They did it to perfection on that.
I think didn't the Palace keeper have a hell of a game?
Oh, yeah.
And
Henderson? Henderson was awesome. He even
think
brought
City
his hat
missed
out.
some-
I was about to say, wearing a hat, Henderson? Yeah.
I think City missed some chances that probably they could have put away,
cares?
aside from the keeper. But yeah, who gives
Well,
a shit?
I mean, to be fair, Holland is absolute garbage. Doku's
What's
garbage.
his name? Missed the penalty.
Bernardo Silva,
Yeah,
garbage.
he did.
Marmouche.
Yeah.
Marmouche,
Well,
garbage.
Garbage.
They
Holland gave him the damn penalty to take.
He
Why would
did.
do that?
He did.
Let's face it, Rodri was the thing holding it all together. As soon as he got injured,
But that's so dumb.
I
You
mean,
should
I
not
know,
have
but it all
one player
collapsed.
holding it all together.
And maybe they're just
it's
kind of
usually what
burnt out
happens.
too. Maybe they just kind of
That would be like
that
if
could only
Arsenal-
last for so long.
Yeah, but
Arsenal
back
lost
in the
Declan
day,
Rice for a whole year. They would suck.
okay, under Sir Alex, under Jose, under Wenger, those teams didn't fall apart.
That's
That were
because you
winning
didn't rely
prems because
just
of
on
one.
money. You had hard-nosed captains. You had
Back then.
But it wasn't
had-
just one player.
No,
I'm just
I
saying.
agree.
I think it's stupid that these teams
He did
just
win
fall
the ball,
apart.
He did win the Ballon d'Or, though.
Yeah, that was a popularity
Yeah.
contest.
I mean, that's just the most likely factor that I can think of. I don't really care.
I'm
glad
not trying
they
to
fell
argue.
off.
I think it's just dumb that these teams
I
fall
agree.
apart. I'm just trying to make a statement that I
and the
think it's
rest of
dumb.
The rest of the league got better. The parity in the league was greater now
course.
than ever before.
But I
because-
think that the burnout is a factor too.
yeah,
Like,
and
it's-
they're old too.
Yeah.
That midfield's old.
Well, good.
apart
I mean,
from-
I think it's a win for everyone on this table. But
I'm worried about them next year again. I don't
what
know
did they?
y'all are
Did they
talking
end up? Did they
about.
end up third? What did they? They're going Champions League,
They
right?
go-
Yeah,
I think
yeah, they
third
ended
by
up
a
third.
point, right?
They ended up third. Yeah.
They almost finished ahead of Arsenal though. I think
Yeah.
by a point, wouldn't it?
Which would have been funny. But
That would have been
Yeah.
hilarious because Arsenal had the best season ever, right?
Oh, my predictions are on the phone that we're using, so
yeah,
I won't be able to.
I went through and got all the predictions for me and Trent. So
Yeah, well, mine are on there, so I won't be able to tell y'all.
Well, the
Oh,
final,
I've got yours as well.
the
Oh,
final
okay.
day did have some drama though of the EPL season. Chelsea still had something to play for. Newcastle.
Bruno
Villa.
died. Look, Bruno's dead.
This was a hard foul, by the way.
And-
It wasn't even called a foul. At
And
first.
Chelsea had a difficult match to get there. You at Forest? Forest,
away at Forest, who were
Forest
fighting for the same thing.
kind of capitulated.
Yeah, they didn't
mean,
play
they-
as well the last 3 weeks.
Did the Greek guy come down and just rip everyone on the sidelines
T-shirt
after you beat
off.
him? Yeah.
So
Oh, he got kicked in the butt.
Newcastle loses at
Look at this,
home
right in
to
the butt.
Everton.
Right in his butt.
Yeah.
You remember that? Man United beat Aston Villa. Remember that? So those were big results that happened on the final day. That
You know what's
European-
stupid annoying is how bad we played in the final against Tottenham. And then for Aston Villa, an actually good team, what were they, like starting the day off at 5th, I want to say? No? Sixth? And they were, potentially going to get Champions League if
Right.
they
Fighting
if
for
they could actually win.
everything. Yeah.
It looked like United came out with nothing to lose, and they actually played the way Amarim truly wants to play, and it worked. We literally nullified them.
Really?
Obviously, getting a red card helps, but
Well, I thought you were doing that towards the end of the season anyway. What happened was
no, we weren't true.
not consistently, but I felt like they were starting to buy into Amaron.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
It was a little bit, but they still, because they had Casemiro in there a lot,
Oh, God.
you can't play truly the way he wants to,
Yeah.
high intensity, with Casemiro running around with
Surely he's
his
going
old
to Saudi,
legs.
right, or something?
I would think.
Who's going to pay him?
I don't know. He's a name.
He sucks.
They don't
Dude,
care there.
Saudi was going to pay like 80 to 100 for Bruno
Just- yeah,
when he's
what they offered
31.
him.
Yeah.
Like, they'll just offer up whatever. They don't care.
That's 5 seconds of oil coming out of the ground, buddy. That's nothing. I mean, but yeah, hey, if we want to transition away,
Table finishes, well. Yeah.
no, we're going into Europa League.
That's
We're
what I was
staying
going
in
to
Europe.
say, you big dummy.
No, Europa
no one
League, the
cares
final.
about your. No one cares about that.
Yeah, no one cares
I was
about
gonna
that.
No one
say-
cares about it.
I was
I'm
going to say
leaving.
these
It's
are the
two studs
Champions
up.
League finalists, and your dummy got it.
You
through
go
a
right
tournament.
ahead. It's your show. You go right ahead. I'm going to edit
Tottenham
this part
fans.
out.
They
So
win
look
one.
cool.
I did like the meme right
They
before
win-
the
they win
final
a fake
weekend
trophy and they
where it was
start-
Tottenham
yeah.
just sitting there drinking, just enjoying the day, and there's like a big fight between all the other Premier League teams in the background
Hey,
for Champions League.
from what I
Give
remember,
Spurs a JV trophy.
And it just
and
has
this is how they
17th
act.
on it.
from what I remember, it was a very ugly final.
The worst final I've ever seen in my life.
It was bad.
But for once,
You didn't give a
Ange
shit.
actually tried to be smart and find a way to win it. Didn't matter how he did it. Just get it done. Get into Champions League. Whatever.
I told you from the get-go, if y'all sit back,
Yeah.
you will
You
have
did say
a
that.
much better chance
did
of
say
winning
that.
because we will do something stupid, own goal, which we did,
Yeah.
and you guys will be able to win.
Yeah, there wasn't enough purpose from you guys.
Either
You
side.
guys had the ball. I mean,
Either
for the
side.
percentage, I think you had 65 to 70%, if I'm not mistaken. And our goal was, I don't even know if Johnson really touched that. The cameras can't even pick it
I think
up.
he did at one point, but then it
It hit off Shaw.
deflects off Shaw's shoulder, and then it potentially
He got the
it
goal. I mean,
again.
they
did
called
give
it.
it to him, yeah.
But
Dude, he's
hey,
pretty ugly, by the way.
Who's that?
Brennan Johnson?
Him and Gordon.
Oh,
He's
dude.
pretty with a trophy.
They
in
made
his
out.
hands.
You hear just teeth clacking together the whole time.
Oh, so hey, whatever. It was a banner day for someone who hadn't won a trophy since 2008. It was ugly.
Who
but
cares
it was,
what final it is? You get
It
win the
was
damn
pretty
thing.
at the end for a team that finished 17th. The algorithm doesn't exist. Everyone has, because it's Spurs. Everyone is like, this should never happen again, and it probably won't. I
Yeah,
mean,
there's
how
no
does that
way-
how does it even work?
There's no way we'll ever have a 16 and a
So-
17 and a European final again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
that is just
probably
wild.
It's
Yeah.
like Santa just arrives and is like, yeah, you've been a shitty boy all year. Here you go. Here's a really nice gift.
So, Dave, I guess the important question is: are you Anjin or Anjal?
So this is very, very difficult because leading up to it, obviously, on our little Spurs page, Facebook page, I'm like, he's got to go.
Little
He's got to go.
Spurs page.
Most everyone else too, right? Now it's like you've got this positive vibe. Some guy that lifts a trophy.
Sounds like United
And
last summer.
I'm like, okay, let's give him
Paper over the cracks.
Let's give him 5 matches to start the season. But
No, that's what we did. Don't do what we
no,
did.
I know.
Don't do that.
The risk is that.
Look at what just happened to that
I
season.
know. The risk is that you waste 5 matches in a league where you can't afford that.
Who is
And
Tottenham going to get?
Thomas
instead of
Frank
Andrew?
is the leader because I think it sounds like what's his name from Fulham is going to Saudi maybe.
Marco Silva,
Yeah, and then the Bournemouth manager Androni, whatever.
Inola or whatever.
Yeah, Inola was a top prospect, but it sounds like
Should have got
Thomas Frank.
Izagi, man.
And now you know who's been mentioned? Michael Carrick. is
No.
getting mentioned. Yes, he is.
Dave,
He's a Spur
if you
before
guys
United.
hire,
That's
if
true.
You guys hire,
That's true.
hire Michael Carrick.
No,
that
I
would
don't
be
want that.
So Spursy, it would hurt.
He hasn't been doing that bad with
No,
Middlesbrough,
but what I've said though is I'm
Spurs-
tired.
but he hasn't
of-
brought him up.
I'm tired
I hope-
of any
I
type
hope
of
they hire him. I hope
gimmick system. Sometimes I'm okay with a guy that's familiar with the EPL, knows the EPL, played the EPL, and will just because
Frank
we don't
Lampard.
spend a lot of money, will
Yeah, hire Frank Lampard.
That's Michael Carrick.
That's
if
worked out.
we don't spend a lot of money, somebody that just plays honest football and can get the most out of players that aren't that good
Yeah.
because we don't spend money, and so
Ryan
an
Mason's
honest
at West
an-
Brom.
An honest performance could mean 8th place, which is better than 17th.
Ryan Mason's coaching Daryl DK.
Yeah, he went up to West Brom.
I don't know how to feel about that.
But yeah, I would take Thomas Frank.
Yeah, he's.
But
that's a good shout.
if we're gonna do that, if I'm Levy, I would take Wissa and Embuemo, however you say it.
he's going
That's
to
part
United.
of the deal. He's going to United. Those guys are good. Those
Not
guys are
Wissa.
good. That you or
Brian.
me, our teams may ruin them. But
I can't get excited for any of our signings.
I don't
mean,
get excited
I think Cunha is going to be potentially good.
Is he
I
going-
think Mbumo would be great, but I can't get excited because we ruined. I was excited for Sancho. I was excited
Right.
for.
but
You know-
Sancho's a head case. Those two players you're
But he
talking
did
about,
great in the Bundesliga
He's
for
ahead.
2
It doesn't
seasons.
matter.
I
It's
just
the
don't think he gives a
Bundesliga.
shit as much as others, and he gets paid a lot of money, way too much.
Anyone
money.
that's at Dortmund plays well, and then they go somewhere, and it's Sancho,
Dortmund
Reina.
will- well-
Reina
But like he
plays-
showed his quality in his sub appearance for the Conference League. You know, like,
I'm
he's
just
got
saying,
that. Quality.
United and Spurs are both poisoned on a large scale.
Well, that's a lot of big.
But you get
clubs.
2 players like that, I think, and then if you keep Bruno, you're better than 15th or 16th at that point.
I don't know. They gotta have something else up top. Xerxes and Hoyland are not it.
Yeah, no, we definitely have to get another striker. We have to get another midfielder.
Hoyland is pretty much gone, right? I mean, he's
That's the talk. It's
I
looking
saw
like
some
Inter.
headline
Alone,
today.
right? Alone or a
Maybe.
sale? That would be
Yeah, maybe.
interesting.
Yeah,
Still
I think
pretty
he
young,
should.
right?
I think he should get loaned out. I think he could be good.
Italy's pretty technical. Is he that type of a striker?
I mean, he's already played in Italy for
I guess he was
Atalanta.
at Atalanta, wasn't he?
Yeah. So I think he's there's a good player in there, but he needs confidence at this point. United have completely relied on him too much and killed his confidence. So.
Simone Inzaghi, 23 million per season in Saudi.
Nice.
Good grief.
Go get paid.
Yeah, but Bruno turned down like 70 mil a year in Saudi.
He likes the torture and the pain.
I think he just
You
didn't
can't
want
really
to
flop.
go play
in-
soulless soccer.
You can't really flop in Saudi.
Well, if you do, no, I'm not saying that. This is
These are some of my
Is
customers.
Cristiano leaving? Al Hilal?
okay.
That's what it looked like.
I meant to add this earlier. Infantino said he will allow him to join a Club World Cup team this summer.
Who's Infantino?
That's wild.
You have a soccer podcast? You know who Gianni Infantino is?
I don't know who
He's
that
the
is.
FIFA president, dude.
Who is it? Oh,
It's the
I
bald
don't care
guy that
about
shows up all the
governments.
time.
forget governments.
Yeah, he's the
Or just
dictator.
like up-to-date news.
Hey, but we have to be nice to him because the World Cup's coming next year, so we
Yeah,
gotta be nice.
exactly. So
You gotta kiss his butt for one more year.
basically, this
That's
guy's
it.
saying Ronaldo can join any club who's in the Club World Cup at the moment. We'll let him play.
When is this Club World
Shocker.
Cup? Is it coming up quickly?
Yeah, like 2 weeks.
God, what a joke.
2 weeks.
What
Is
a waste
Chelsea
of
taking a
legs.
full squad?
Yeah, everybody has to.
What a waste
Wow.
of legs.
Everybody has
That's-
to.
I mean,
The incentives are crazy for the
but you
money,
know
too.
what the deal
I
is.
saw that. I saw.
You know why they do this? Because
It's a
people
no-brainer.
will watch.
No.
How
I'm
can you
gonna
not?
watch? Yeah.
And so
We're gonna watch that tomorrow.
I can,
It's Nations
I can
League.
complain about how much these guys get run into the ground, and then when the game's on, I'm like, okay, I'll watch. So they know what they're doing.
Sitting there
It's
liking their
business.
posts. I'm
Yeah.
drained.
As they
dude,
tear
I'm not
their
going to-
Achilles
I'm
and
not
their
going to go to the
ACLs.
steps of the Capitol and boycott it.
Yeah, dude. You're 25. You can play 40 games this year.
Yeah.
We should
It's
start.
okay.
We should start a FIFA and UEFA protest at the Capitol.
Okay.
See if
That
we
would-
get some new
There
stations
would
out
just
there.
Yeah.
be there'd just be Wanger out signs the whole time. Like, what the hell are you
Maybe
talking
News
Let's
about?
get
9
Vaden to show up
Maybe
with a
News 9
Wenger
Sports
out.
will come out. Maybe the chopper will come out
Yeah,
with the aerial.
Well, Jim Gardner
Yeah.
retired.
Yeah, I saw
That's
that,
true.
Because the storms last night, he wasn't there.
Because he's crashing helicopters. But yeah,
Well-
so Tottenham wins a trophy.
Oh my God!
Chelsea
Well,
wins a
I-
trophy.
I don't care. And Chelsea.
we
win a
better have
trophy.
won that
Hey,
trophy.
Hey, raise your glass, even though there's nothing in it.
Yeah.
Conference League and Europa League.
I'll just do
hey,
it to
Alan, you were in the
myself.
final, baby.
I
made a
won.
final?
I
It
won
was-
trophies the last 2 seasons.
You won the FA
3 in a
last
row
year.
is a bit of a
That is-
stretch. You know
You
what?
know.
We felt bad for Tottenham, so we did an own goal. We were like, look, guys, let's just spread the wealth.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was trying to make deals during the match. I was like, y'all take the trophy. We just want Champions
I
League.
remember you
We don't even
standing
want
outside.
the. We don't
I-
even
I-
want the trophy.
I have little flashbulb moments in that game. I remember you standing outside. You were a good sport, from what I remember.
I left before. It
I
happened
actually,
from the-
I actually am like, how the hell did I get home? My car's not home. I look at Uber. I don't have a bill on the Uber, so I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I went around and congratulated some of y'all. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a big
I
moment.
tried to,
know.
I
was
tried
a
to
good
console
crowd that day.
Tyler, and he was
He
not
was
having
pissed
it. He
because
was-
they were about to go to the Aston Villa
Yeah,
game.
they went to the.
And so he was like, this trip
Yeah.
is ruined. And I was like, hey, man, just go enjoy it. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
He looked to be in much better spirits
Hi, Courtney.
by the time he got over there.
Dave, do you need to buy anything? We do a soccer podcast. Yeah. We are Thunder people, but
Dang, we
We
look
don't
that
have
official. Cool. All right.
no, you're fine. I'm the editor.
If you have a soccer
This is
opinion,
part
by
of
all
it, by
means,
the way, yeah.
come give it. Oh, man. What about a Thunder opinion? Do you think the Thunder are going to win? Okay, good.
Okay.
There we go. Official.
All but one. Yeah, I watched all but one.
There we go.
Nice.
I love it.
Well, if I'm not too hungover tomorrow, I'll stop by the lab.
Okay, are you? But you're not normally in town.
Oh yeah, I live here.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. It's just been a little different now that you have to have a badge and go sign
Because I
in.
don't see you all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I was thinking about you this morning because I threw out a flyer. I'm like cleaning my desk. I'm like, where's this out?
You threw out our flyer. Well, you're recycling. I'm hoping. Nice.
I had a whole catalog.
See ya.
You make a sale.
Yeah.
All right.
See, that's how we prove that we're not AI. Like, this is legit. This is live.
So to wrap up the EPL season real quick.
Oh, boy.
Liverpool won.
Boo.
Like what? 90 weeks before the season. Was
Arsenal
over?
limped to second place.
Arsenal distant second. City dropped off, but I think they'll be back.
Feels like City was 8th, just based on
Right.
who
They should have
are.
been.
Yeah.
They should have been.
Yeah. They
So-
were so underwhelming.
The promotion teams were Sunderland, Leeds, and
Oh,
Burnley.
I love that.
Sunderland
Should be
fighting
fun.
it to the death to get their asses
That
back
was
up.
we were texting around during that.
Yeah.
I think you were at a football kids game.
Probably.
Or something. That second goal. I mean, the guy that gave away the goal for
Oh, yeah, he kicked
Oh,
it
yeah.
backwards
who was
and
he-
didn't know.
Who were they playing again?
Dead
Sheffield
giveaway.
United, the Blades. Wow. That
I'm
dude,
glad they didn't come up.
That
by
dude
the way.
got called the C word a lot, and still is getting called that. But anyway, that was a special moment. You know, the fact that Sunderland's got the Sunderland Till I Die or whatever it's called.
Is that still
Netflix
going?
deal.
No, they
Well, it is
stopped it
now.
after season like 2 or 3. But I wish they would have, because it would have been kind of fun
It
to
was
see
great.
them come
I
Fire
watched
up.
the
back
first
up
two
now.
They were like super depressing seasons because they kept getting
Which
relegated.
was the whole point, Most shows are depressing anyway.
Yep.
But yeah, so next year it'll be Wrexham.
Stadium of Light.
I hope Wrexham doesn't come up. I don't watch that show. I don't really care.
Because
I just
want
wanna
to
see-
be overrun.
I just want
with
to see these
Wrexham
bandwagon
fans.
fans not be happy
Yeah.
and just
I
be like,
agree.
"Oh man, they
Grow
need
the
to go
game,
up."
Alan.
Well, they
Grow
already
the
tried that.
game.
They came over to the States for the preseason, and Chelsea beat them like 7-0 or whatever.
They've got a team in this total soccer tournament, or whatever.
Yeah, I hope they
7-on-7.
lose too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they lose too.
But
So
yeah, the
they're
EPL,
trying
like I
hard.
said, it was a strange year.
Parity's the
And
key word, man.
apparently, at the start of the year, we did predictions.
Yeah, let's see those.
And
Gosh.
I went through the episode 1.
I had Tottenham third.
Did we do top 8?
Yeah,
top six?
I
How bad is that?
Spurs were third.
Yeah, you
Wow.
were only 14 off on that one. So if we're looking at, we'll go 1. Trent had City, Dave had City, Alan had Arsenal, and none
Title
of us were
winners.
right. So
I was closest though.
you were closest. Trent had Liverpool second. I had Arsenal second. So bing, 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 bing. Alan had City second. You were close. Trent had Arsenal third. Dave had Liverpool third. Alan had Spurs third.
I'm losing points quickly.
I mean, it's kind of accurate because we got the Champions League.
Just keep reading them.
Okay, I just wanted to. 4, Trent had Chelsea at 4th, which is what happened, right?
Were we 5th or 4th?
Well, because there was 5.
Fourth.
You were fourth.
Yeah.
Fourth.
I had Spurs 4, so I was. Cheers, I was right there with you. Alan had United 4th, so again, you were pretty close.
I'm
on that.
telling you, I'm losing points here. Losing points.
5th was for Trent was United, so
I had you guys in Europa.
I had Chelsea 5th. I was pretty close there. Alan had Liverpool 5th,
Ooh, you were not high on Liverpool.
and then our 6, 7,
new
8.
manager scared you?
6, 7, 8. Trent had Villa, Spurs, Newcastle.
Hey, that was kind of.
I had Villa, Palace, United, and you had Newcastle, Chelsea, Palace.
You had
So
Chelsea.
Wasn't
I didn't
a lot
trust.
of,
I didn't
jackpots.
trust. I didn't trust all the chaos at
You were
Chelsea.
not,
I remember that.
Well, I mean, in like Palace,
I think
you
there
know,
was
that
more
was
chaos at United. It turned out.
Palace was
to
so
be.
good at the end of last year. Newcastle. Anyway, we'll try again next year.
We weren't. Okay, I mean,
It wasn't
yeah,
that
Spurs
bad.
and United really make those predictions look bad.
really bad.
Other than
Really
that, we were all in the territory.
Well, it was
there.
probably the most
Dave had
parody.
Palace, but they were
Yeah.
12th. So
It was probably the most parody in any season ever. Like when you have Brentford, Brighton, Palace, all these teams moving up the charts, and you already have Villa and Newcastle that you know they're going to be fringe.
Remember when Wolves went on like 9-game unbeaten streak?
Yeah,
and,
oh yeah,
like,
we were one of the teams.
you're
We were
like,
one of
what
the
the hell?
casualties in that.
Yeah.
We were.
Then
yeah.
they kind of simmered, right?
I mean, well, he took over in January, so he only had 2 or 3.
I think
months
that
of it.
manager's good that they have. He's
Portuguese
fiery.
guy,
He's
right?
fiery.
Yeah, shocking.
Yeah, I think
Portuguese.
they'll be happy. Of course, they're going to lose Cunha, right? Are you guys getting him?
Yeah, they already got
Yeah,
him.
they already.
Oh, you
got
already
him.
got him? Oh, that's huge.
Already.
So,
And Chelsea's already got the lap.
yeah, you knew that was going to happen.
He was going to whoever made Champions League.
Yeah.
He didn't care.
Yeah, which is completely fair.
Yeah, I don't blame the guy
Yeah.
because we're gonna have him for the Club World Cup, which I'm kind of excited to see.
Oh, already? Nice.
Yeah, there was the European U21 tournament, and then some England friendlies. So we were like, "Is he gonna go? Where's he gonna go?"
Right.
And I guess he's pretty much been told you're playing the Club World Cup. But yeah, we have our first game in Atlanta against LAFC now. They
Okay.
beat Club America in that one game made-up final that they made up
Made
because
up final.
well, Club Leon got kicked out of it because they're a part of a multi-ownership group.
Yeah, Crystal Palace is in jeopardy as well.
And Palace is the same thing for Europa League because they own who? Some French or
But how does this not? How do you not see this way ahead of time?
I think
There's no
that's
hidden.
what
There's no hidden.
right. Like it's
Everyone
out in the
knows.
open. Yeah.
So they
I don't-
wait till they qualify, and they're like, "Oh, by the way, you
Too
have these
bad.
owners."
Yeah, so we had a LAFC get added to our group, and I think we play them in like Atlanta in that dome in the next 2 weeks. But yeah, we'll have Delap there, so I'll be interested to see if we have a
Well,
different lineup going forward. With
so
some,
so who
players.
is?
You won't have Sancho though.
we will not have Sancho. He's going back.
You
to
guys
United.
paid to get rid of him.
Well, it's funny we loaned out so many other players that it's going to end up canceling each other out.
He played pretty well in the conference final, didn't he, Sancho?
He played pretty well all season.
He scored?
He was
Yeah.
I mean, he had like 15 goal contributions, and from our wingers,
It was like 10 assists. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Boy, in that
goals.
match,
Neto didn't have that.
Betis blew their chances in the first half.
Yeah, they
They
had
really
us.
did. They were fiery, and then they
It
just...
could have been 2-0.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's Caicedo's probably the best midfielder in the world right
He's
now.
getting a lot of praise. He's getting a lot of praise. I used
saying.
to at the start I thought he was a hack because he was
Well, he looked bad.
He does.
Yeah.
He puts in a tackle, that's for sure. He's South American. So
Enzo showed well, who's
Yeah.
always been kind of a little bit of a thorn for you.
I'm
Just
hit or
'cause he
miss on
probably
that
slows
guy.
the game down,
How to-
or-
yeah, sometimes I'm like, do you know how to run? Like, do you need to be playing indoor? Like,
Right.
Shit, man. But yeah, we'll see what happens in the Club World Cup. Of course, City's in it as well. There's 2 Premier League teams, but 3 MLS teams. So go figure that much.
Hey, we're in the UEFA Super Cup, by the way. We're playing PSG, so look out. I think it's in
shit! I didn't even think of
August 13, maybe, or no, it must be.
That might be another 5-0.
Yeah, that'll kick off
watch
the.
out.
You make a good point, Alan.
kick
Could
off
be
the
another
season.
5-0.
I forgot of that.
Yeah, the rumor is that Son is going to Saudi as well,
Oh, really?
which I'm fine with. He's 32,
mean, yeah,
maybe,
you
by
can
the time the season starts.
Make money off him.
We're trying to sign Matthias Tell, the Bayern guy.
He didn't do much, though.
Well, he's good at. He's not physical enough, but he if we have better players around, he's going to be a good winger. He's very involved, but
Levy doesn't spend money, though. So how are you going to get better players?
so yeah, but Bayern doesn't want him, and so maybe we have some negotiating power there. I like him as a creative guy,
Who's this?
Matthias
Tell.
Tell. He's a French guy, but I thought his involvement was pretty good in the attacking third, but our attacking third in general was not very good. So he's one of many that didn't do that
when is
well.
that?
Sorry, I was just kind of caught off guard. We have the Nations League final tomorrow, or semifinal.
Semifinal.
Spain and France.
Are they
also
loaded?
World Cup qualifying in South America in CONMEBOL. So get your international
Tomorrow?
soccer pants
That's
on.
tomorrow?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
get your international soccer pants on.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Get
I
hyped.
switched from Tottenham.
No, that's
Are you guys
all
going
right.
to sign anybody big? Honestly,
What kind
I know
of
Alan
question
said
is
you guys.
that?
I know Alan said you guys don't spend money, which we know.
Leroy Sané is the only one on the radar, and
That would
apparently
surprise me.
he wants to go. He's 29.
You're just rating Bayern Munich?
He's 29, and
You guys gave them Kane.
well,
they'll give
he
you
would
Son.
he would replace Son if Son did leave.
That would be an upgrade.
That
in
would
a
be an
heartbeat.
upgrade. Yeah,
Are you kidding me? He started for Germany today.
correct. Yeah, I think, and he's been
pretty
in the EPL
inconsistent,
before,
though.
so he doesn't have that learning curve, right?
Better
So-
than Son, I think.
Yeah.
At this
He's
point, at this point.
he's had some temperamental moments when he was at City and Germany.
Him and
didn't
Sancho
pick
should
him.
join a team with Marcus
Yeah,
Rashford.
I know, right?
Be fun.
Germany didn't pick him for the World Cup or one of the Euros, and so he might be a little bit of a head case, but I'll take one. I don't care. I don't know what's going to happen.
Well,
I think
Son
Cristiano
cries at
Romero's
everything,
going to
so-
go to Atletico. That's the big.
Who's that?
That was Romero, our center back.
Oh, yeah.
That's been developing for months.
Johnny
really?
Cardoso for the U.S.
Oh,
was
he's-
rumored to you guys.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
then I saw the Atletico deal might not go through.
yeah.
Because
Well-
I think Atletico's in for him as well. But
We're,
if
we're
he goes
supposed to
Tottenham,
know
that'd
this.
Be very
Well,
interesting.
we're supposed to know this week if Levy's going to keep Postecoglou.
Oh, really?
If he's going to get Thomas Frank, then we need some wingers.
Jeez.
He loves his wingers, and
He loves
probably
his
gonna get
wieners?
about 10 Danes to join the team. And
With long hair.
yeah, the odds of Ann staying are probably 15 to 25% if you read the headlines.
Gotcha.
It's
I mean, league play was horrible, so that's hard. It's really hard. To look
I
at.
was very mad in our final game
Brighton,
against Brighton. I was so mad. I'm like,
4-1.
we're in Champions League, but I just don't like to watch terrible football. We were probably hungover as shit. We're probably still drunk.
Hopefully.
But
Well, I was mad watching us play because we actually played decent. And I was like, where was
Yeah,
this
so where'd
4
this come
days
from?
ago?
Yeah,
Correct.
that
Yeah.
red card from Martinez really kicked off the match. United Villa.
yeah, is he gone as well?
I saw the rumor he's leaving.
Yeah.
Villa.
Yeah.
Amy Martinez.
I don't think he's been as good this season as his other two,
Villa are,
goalkeeper of the
Villa are
year
solid,
seasons.
but
He's
they're-
still good.
Yeah.
But
Emery was freaking out. They were
Yeah.
losing that match.
Yeah, he was
yeah,
not
he
happy.
was. He was flipping out.
losing.
Oh,
They,
he's trying to
they,
get
they
to
were
Champions League.
unlucky.
Exactly.
They were unlucky. Our goalkeeper didn't have control of that ball when they tapped it
That
away
was a
from
weird
him.
one. I didn't understand that.
It's just because he
I
blew
didn't
the
hear
whistle.
I didn't hear the. Okay.
It's the only reason they couldn't review it. He blew the whistle
I was
early.
watching in silence.
Yeah,
I was
if he didn't blow the whistle, they would have reviewed it and said
Gotcha.
it's
Well,
a
the good
goal.
news for Emery is he's really good in Europa League. Was it Sevilla? Who was
probably
it?
go
He-
freaking win it. Yeah, they
he
won it 4 times. or
So
something like that.
he's
Yeah.
right where he needs to be.
Yeah. Well, he did
and
really.
I-
They arguably almost beat PSG, the eventual winners of
Yeah.
the Champions League.
Yeah.
I mean,
they were
Villa,
great
Villa
in
had him.
Champions League. They were really great.
Yeah, Villa played well that night at home.
Well, I guess this sets up for the EPL, which is such a strange season. Next season is going to be even more interesting
I think next
because
season
of
might
all
be
the
the
teams that moved up into that
Yeah.
4 to 10
Yeah, but they're getting
spot.
rated.
I know,
Brentford,
but that's what I'm saying, and it
Bournemouth.
makes it unpredictable.
Reload.
I mean, Real Madrid took Bournemouth's best defender.
Who'd they get?
How do you pronounce it? Hoyson?
Yeah, however you pronounce
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Hoyson?
He's been amazing for them, so that was a good signing.
I still feel like those teams will always kind of be the same. Brighton and Brentford. Of course, Brentford. Like I said, if they lose Thomas Frank, who knows what?
Palace will get you at home.
How is no
every
one
now
going
and
for
then.
Matoma at Brighton? I think he's been good for 2 or 3
I
seasons.
agree.
And I know I text this every time, but
He
I
got
think
hurt last season.
Bowen's been good for West Ham. I don't know how someone bigger
Yeah.
than West Ham isn't going for him, but
Probably because he's like a
hey, there's our boy.
he's like a Fulham. He's like a West Ham guy, like a workman.
Well, we
He's old
talked
school.
about
He's
that,
old school
but it's
APL.
worth finding out if he's
But he's
more
got
than
skill
that.
on top.
Exactly. I
England
think he
calls
should
him
have a
in.
shot at a bigger club.
England calls him in.
Yeah, exactly. And he looks good for them, and then they don't play him. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you guys are idiots.
Yeah. Who knows?
Although maybe now it's not Southgate. Maybe they'll do better.
it's too
but
cool. Yeah.
Timmy Tukes.
Southgate's decision making sometimes.
Tuchel will have him playing some weird soccer that they're not used to.
God. They're gonna get tired of that personality real quick.
They better
I
not.
said that
Hey,
about Chelsea,
No,
yeah.
they better not. They got 1 year of it. That's it. Same with us in the U.S. We got 1 year
Yeah.
of Pochettino.
Yeah. How about Poch so far?
Yeah,
It's been
should-
kind of
should
up
we
and
switch
down.
the U.S.
It's kinda
Let's
up and
do
down.
that.
Just
Let's
wanna
talk
transition
about
some
the
US soccer?
ones that were called up, those that weren't, those that opted out. It's kind of a
Right. So we got the Gold Cup coming up 2 weeks. We kick off with Trinidad and
weeks.
Tobago.
Where's
Get
that
another
at?
beer.
Will you grab? Actually, yeah.
We
You
can
wanna grab one?
pause.
Yeah, we can pause it. Yep.
Yeah.
And we're back.
We'll go We'll go USA and then.
How many? Well, first of all, I have this question in my head. How many matches are y'all going to for the World Cup? Do y'all have a plan?
If we
I
advance,
think my plan is Kansas City because I have friends there. I can stay there, but I don't know about. I don't really care about going into a match as much as I do going to the Fan Fest.
if we get second, we play in like Dallas. If we get first, we play in KC.
You're
The
talking
next
about
round.
in the
US.
group stage?
Really?
Yeah.
In the group stage?
So
That's
if-
cool.
Oh yeah, I could probably do that. Then. I
Depending-
better save money.
Right, depending on how we advance, it could be down the road in Dallas or just in Kansas City.
Yeah, I for sure want to go to one in Dallas, and then I think I want to hit one in
I
Kansas
for
City
sure
as well.
want to do a
It doesn't
podcast
have to be a US
outside-
match.
I want to
No,
do a
I don't
podcast-
care. I just want to watch.
I wanted to get a press pass and do a podcast inside the stadium,
There we go.
all three of us,
No, that would be
for the
cool.
round of 16.
When we court Jeske to pull some strings for us there. With
Call him up.
FIFA.
We
That
can
would be
do it.
cool.
That would be the best podcast ever.
Well, we're gonna do it outside of Jerry World, regardless.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so
I used to stay at that Hilton right across from
yeah.
Six Flags.
And then you got that big, I forget what they call it, like his little
Big
ball.
boner.
Man. Yeah. Anyway,
let's get back
I
into it.
really don't know. I will be in the action regionally, like in Dallas or Kansas City. Even if I'm not in the stadium, I will be at some sort of a fan
Hang
fest.
out there.
Did Houston get a?
I don't think so. Did they? Yeah.
Okay.
So Dallas.
So Houston could be an option too.
Frisco didn't get anything, right? That's
No.
too small. It's Dallas and Houston.
Dallas, Houston, KC.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Atlanta. That's an
Are they
easy
playing in
airport.
Canada and Mexico?
Yeah.
Okay.
10 matches in both.
I
That's what
will
I
go
thought.
to a group match that I know I can get a ticket to that is not. I mean, we're going to have 48 teams, right? So there's going to be a match where I can go and not pay out my ears or whatever, even though I'd like to go to a good match. I've
Bulgaria
never been to a
versus
World
Mali.
Cup match. I've been outside of them in Germany. But we'll see. I mean, it gets more exciting if we're in the knockout stages and
Oh, for
it's
sure.
regional.
Yeah, for sure.
Then I may whip out the credit card and worry about it later.
Yeah. I've already
Well-
taken out a second mortgage for it. So
There
I'm
you go.
ready.
This summer, we have another tournament ahead of the U.S.
The color of beer.
The Gold Cup.
That's a good beer, mother.
Hey, we've won that a few times.
We have won it 7 times. Mexico's won it 9.
What happened last
Yeah,
year?
but they
Was that
cheated. They cheated.
What was
always
last
cheat.
year's? Refresh my memory. I get CONCACAF.
We won
Nations
last
League,
year,
and
didn't we?
Gold Cup confused.
Or
No,
was that
we
the
did not.
Nations League?
Yeah.
That was Nations League.
We didn't win that either.
What did we win against Mexico last year in like March? We won a trophy in March.
A friendly.
Yeah, maybe.
It was in Dallas.
No,
it was in
Poach-
Dallas.
Poach lost it.
No,
Mexico.
remember
No,
Tyler
it was
Adams
before
had that
Poch.
screamer?
It was before Poch.
Tyler Adams had that
Yes.
screamer in
Yeah,
Dallas.
in Dallas last season in March. I just watched the
Best goal
highlights.
of his life. Remember,
Dude, I'm drunk.
What was that tournament? I thought
that
that was
was-
Nations League or something.
did we lose to Panama in that?
We beat Jamaica. In
I thought we lost to
Nations
Panama
League.
2 times in a row in two tournaments.
2024, the CONCACAF Nations.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, what the hell was that? I can't even remember.
We got a trophy at the end of
The
it.
playoff? Yeah. That was the final in 2024 that spring. Yeah.
Yeah,
And we won
Yeah.
against who?
This spring we lost.
yeah.
Who did we beat in
Gotcha,
24?
gotcha.
Mexico.
Mexico, yeah. He's right.
2-0 again.
I was thinking this spring. I was like, I don't remember any of that.
That was the one where they were throwing drinks on our heads.
I only remember because I just watched the highlights of it.
No, the last Gold Cup, Panama knocked us out in penalties.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Well, and then we had the
Lame.
red card
and
and
Mexico
whatever
beat
match.
Panama. That was Nations League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some pain involved.
So yeah, we
in
need to
that.
go win Gold Cup. But have you seen the roster?
Yeah, it's not looking super strong.
So
Is Christian Pulisic there?
nope.
Is Weston McKennie there?
Nope.
Is Anthony Robinson there?
that's the one to me that hurts
No.
Well, that's not
because
good.
that's not a selection, right? He wasn't selected,
Who's that?
right? Who? Robinson.
No, he opted out.
Oh, he opted out. Okay.
Him and Pulisic have notably opted out. McKennie's at the Club World Cup. Can't do anything about that. We don't have Pepe.
That's why we should. That's why we should protest UEFA right there.
So who are we putting up front?
We don't have Pepe. Balogun went home from
Sargent
camp with an
didn't get
injury.
right.
Sargent's not even in camp.
And he had a wonderful season in the
And he was the
championship.
team of the season in the championship.
So who is going to be the striker? Haji Wright?
Haji Wright.
Sergeant.
Dude from Charlotte.
Oh, Sargent's out.
Haji
I know.
Haji Wright
Brian White,
has had
Vancouver.
2 really good seasons for,
Can we bring back
who's he
McBride?
play for
I don't know if
again?
he's a 9, though, in this system. He plays in the wing for Coventry.
Oh, okay.
Is
Put him out on
McBride
the
still
wing.
available?
Although that's
Ryan
bring him
McBride
Musa.
is retired.
Is
Boo.
Musa are out?
Musa chose not to show up.
Oh, that's a statement.
We do have Dest. We got Chris Richards. We did not bring
As
Cameron
long as
Carter-Vickers.
Dest doesn't headbutt
Did
anybody.
not bring up Trusty from Celtic.
You
Who
know,
else?
the only
Who
thing
else?
I can say about this is
Turner's there.
the lack of heart in the
This is
last
the only
tournament.
thing you can say about this.
Yes, the lack of heart that we showed in the last tournament.
Some of us.
Maybe this team will fight like dogs to win this thing.
Agreed.
Who's the little small midfielder that's so awesome?
Diego Luna,
Luna, is he there?
Salt Lake. Yeah.
That
He was
guy
big.
should.
I did
be-
like Luna. And, yeah.
Oh,
He's a
he was
stud.
the only
He's a
one
stud.
that
He's so creative.
made the defense get on their heels. He was the only one that made us unpredictable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course, Pulisic was kind of out of position.
Yeah, I did not like playing him where he was at.
He was just
but
he was just clogged in there.
he's
and-
too. Yeah, he's not big enough for that.
Yeah. So I mean,
Wow.
what do you? we'll just watch
Poach,
it.
Poach has a team that he's picked. He invited guys, and they told him they wanted to rest. He comes out with an interview with Landon Donovan and Tim Howard the other day. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I didn't.
He said, "I've coached Mbappe, I've coached Messi, I've coached Neymar, I've coached Harry Kane." He said those guys, it's not even a question. They get called in to their national team. They want to play for their national team no matter what. Regardless of the competition, they take it seriously and they defend the badge. They defend their country.
America is a very soft country.
And that is from our coach's mouth after we have some notable absences. So that says a lot to me.
It does say
If
a
you're
lot.
not hurt and you're sitting out, that's pretty weak.
But it's not going to keep them off the team. If it was Klinsmann, perhaps. I mean, that's why he left Donovan
Yeah,
off.
maybe.
Donovan just quit once, where he stepped away and I need me time.
I wouldn't even say
or
that was from the
whatever.
national team, though. That was soccer in general. So it's not like he gave up
No, but he was not training with the national team, and then he decided he was
when
going
it
to join
came time
up.
for that camp. Yeah,
Yeah, and Klinsmann, he's just a
he's German,
yeah, exactly. So
Klinsmann's German?
something like that. But yeah, I think it's pretty weak from Pulisic, to be honest. He better be injured. Same with Anthony Robinson, but which makes me think they're not.
What about a
they were
mental-
playing
I think
meaningless
so.
games.
Trent,
for
what about a
Milan.
I think
mental
they're trying
injury?
to save themselves as much
They were
as they
playing
can.
meaningless games for Milan and Fulham. So,
Right. That we don't have to
What were you saying?
qualify for the World Cup, so we're already there.
Right.
But that's an extension of what happened
They
in
just
the
don't care as
last
much.
tournament. Is that they,
Right.
there was this comparison that their club teams are a lot more comfortable there,
Yeah.
and that CONCACAF is more of a dogfight, and they weren't up for it. Which
We've
if
seen
you
that
watch those
plenty of
games, they
times.
weren't.
CONCACAF's always a
It's always a
dogfight.
piece of
Always.
shit mess.
It's barely soccer half the time.
Yeah. Ask
Right.
anybody.
It's like you're
ask,
playing
ask
on the
any
moon.
former player.
Ask the stadium staff.
Yeah. So
All
we're
the
going to have
fans
to have
just
a lot
wanna-
of grit and heart, and that's why Klinsmann worked in 14.
Right.
We were in the group of death, and they played their asses off.
Yep.
And so
And they had players who would.
Random fans get to sing the national anthem now? What's going on in hockey?
Canadian national anthem. Take your
I
hat
think it's
off.
America, though. Look, the
Take your
flag's
hats
up.
off. Canadian national
The
anthem.
flag's up.
Linda. But yeah, I think it's pretty weak from those guys.
Yeah,
They're showing
it
up to
really
rest.
is.
I mean, you guys aren't the only ones out there playing 50 games a year.
Correct.
Look at what we're watching right now.
I know.
Ronaldo is 40 years old. He has played more matches.
Dude, he
than-
spends
than
like
Yunus
$2 million
Musa
a year just on recovery alone.
Yunus Musa didn't even start for Milan. He played in half the matches, if that. What the hell does this 22-year-old kid need a rest for? We have the World Cup a year away.
Trent, it's
Well-
called a mental break.
Poch is
Fuck the
going to
mental
have to
break.
send more than just a statement. He's going to have to, maybe.
If you watch the interview, you might think he already has.
Okay.
I
I
think
mean, I'd
he's-
hate for those guys to be left. I mean, obviously, Pulisic is not going to be left
Right.
out.
You're
But
not gonna
guys
take
like
him.
Weah, whatever, maybe he's going to be like, from now on, you got to earn your position versus
Yeah.
just being.
Well, Musa, you don't do anything for your club team. You don't have a guaranteed spot
Right.
at the World Cup, buddy. There's Tanner Tespin's there now. Diego Luna's there now.
Yeah.
We got Adams,
Look at-
Cardoso,
and
McKinney.
that is the perfect example. Harry Kane. I mean, that guy.
There's Fulkrug.
That guy plays so many minutes,
Yeah.
and he was so revved and ready to play for England.
Dude always
every
shows
time.
up.
Every
Always shows
time.
up. It's not a question. You don't ever question.
Of course.
If you're watching an international match, you're like, oh, Harry Kane's playing for England. You don't even question
Right.
who the striker is. You don't question if Messi's there at a qualifier.
Yeah, but
or
who else is going to be there to spit on the defenders while they're talking?
Jamie Carragher.
Jamie Vardy?
Ben White.
Oh, Jamie Vardy, good shout.
I know.
Great Leicester career by that guy.
Yeah, didn't he score in his last game?
He did.
Yeah, and he did score.
It was a nice goal.
Shout out to Jamie Vardy.
Oh,
I'm going to miss him, dude.
It was
Yeah.
either soccer or he was going to go be a club promoter in Ibiza, and he chose soccer for a little bit.
Well, for
I
a
still
guy-
think he might
Him
go
and
to
Conor
Ibiza.
McGregor.
Yeah, no
For a guy that started late in his life,
Oh, yeah.
what a career!
He came from all the
man.
ranks, the dirt fields and shit. You played on
Yeah,
rocks.
Yep.
all the way.
what a career!
It's a
League
great
winner.
story, man. It's a great
He
story.
needs a movie or a book.
He
about
seriously
his life.
does.
Like,
He
that's
seriously
he
his
needs to
shit zone.
sit and think about it and join Spurs.
I'd take him at Chelsea.
Oh, my God.
Any day. Sub him on. 15 minutes left in the match.
Yeah, so USA. I mean, like I said, now we're just it's going to be all hard, and it's, these
Yeah.
players. I feel like these players that did opt in are going to.
I mean, we've got.
What did Poch
We've-
play? What did Poch play?
We've had some good performances
is
in the
Poch
Gold
playing like
Cup
a 4-5-1?
when the
What
strongest
does he
lineup
do?
wasn't there.
What's that?
We've had some good performances in the Gold Cup when the strongest lineup wasn't there.
right.
Yeah.
We got guys that
So
are.
we still
What did-
could.
What does Poch play? Is he a 4-5? He played a 4-5-1.
I think we're still trying stuff. I couldn't tell you, to be honest.
He's playing a 4-5-1?
4-2-3-1 in the Gold Cup.
Okay, that makes
In
more
the-
sense. I was
no,
like a 4-5-1?
Hell no. Well, Pulisic was playing as his 10, so you had guys on the wing and a striker.
I feel like you need. I think Pulisic can play there,
Three at the back.
but I think considering who we have for wingers, he needs to play left.
Well, we got to have three at the back now with who we brought: Richards, McKenzie, and Dest is not a right back. He's got to play.
Right.
He's got to play the fullback spot. Go up and down. So
Is
it's gotta
Ream
be
even?
three at
Is
the back.
Ream even going
Ream's
to be
there,
in
yeah.
this? I think Walker Zimmerman got a haircut.
Zimmerman
by the
got
way.
a
How much
Did you
longer
see that?
can Ream play?
That's
Ream
right. He
probably
got
just wants to
buzzed.
play the World Cup.
We should put that picture on this podcast. He got buzzed. He doesn't have the man bun anymore.
What a goal.
Yeah, he's back in the. He's back. Yeah, that was unbelievable goal by Conceição. Yeah,
and then
Ream,
Ronaldo gets the next one.
Ream, Zimmerman, Richards, Mark McKenzie, Dest. Who's on the left? Why can't I think of this? Max
Scally?
Arfton? No, Scally didn't get called in. Who's the left? I can't think of this for a reason. But yeah, you gotta think we'll have Tyler Adams and Cardoso maybe pivot together with
Well,
Luna running around in front of them,
Hopefully, Luna.
and then Ajimong or Brian White. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
well, it's not going to be a team of prima donnas. So maybe that's a good thing. And maybe
Paxton
I
Aronson.
play in Europe, therefore I'm
Right.
good.
Paxton Aronson's in this squad.
What's
so,
going on
What
in
a
the
goal.
MLS, by the way?
Philadelphia's pretty good. Like I
Portland's still
said,
doing pretty well.
LAFC just advanced in that one game playoff.
Are
against
they getting
Copa
some of their?
America.
Weren't they injured pretty bad? Didn't lose that. AFC.
LA Galaxy has been.
Galaxy.
They got their first win of the season, baby.
Against who?
Great question. I remember now. I was driving back from the beach. Who the hell was it? Seattle, Salt Lake, maybe?
The Sounders aren't doing
Salt Lake?
too bad. They're,
Yeah, they lost Paul Areola before the season even started. He was
That
their
guy's
big
still
signing.
around.
What was Inter Miami
Yeah.
just playing in? It wasn't. It was some competition, but not
They were in the semis and they got knocked out. Right?
CONCACAF Champions Cup?
maybe.
Yep. CONCACAF Champions Cup. Look at all these damn tournaments we have to keep track of. Holy
Yeah,
crap.
seriously.
Oh, like I said, this is.
It's hard to keep up with everything, to be honest.
We haven't even covered the other major leagues in Europe and who won what. Because Barcelona did
The treble. over
the
there.
treble.
Thank
PSG
Thank
did the
God.
treble.
I hate Real Madrid. I love Barca. To me, is just they spend money, they have money, but they seem to want to have a chemistry. They just
Only
don't
because
go-
they sell their TV rights.
yeah. But they don't go but just buy the popular players. Real always just buys the popular players. They're gonna go get Mbappe. They're gonna go get Vinicius. They're gonna,
Bellingham.
they did that back in the day. Beckham, Figo, Zidane. That's cool and all, but and it's hard to beat them when you have such great players. But Barcelona, the whole Cruyff thing that just got passed on from generation to generation.
And they use their academy consistently.
So did Atletico finish third? I'm just thinking who's in the Champions
Yes.
League. Okay,
And
I think they get 5 spots.
Is Betis
don't
in
they?
Champions League? That's what I need to find out.
They finished. I think Real Betis finished 4th or 5th, right?
Athletic Bilbao finished 4th. So yeah, you got Barcelona, Real.
Betis finished
Atletico,
6th.
Athletic Bilbao.
So Europa?
Villarreal, Real Betis, Celta Vigo.
Bilbao.
Rayo
Hey,
Vallecano.
that's a bright spot for you. Took them down.
Yeah.
That
2
we
legs.
did.
You guys manhandled them, actually. Italy, we had Napoli. That
Oh my
won it on the
God.
last
That was
Okay,
awesome.
here's the deal.
McTominay, baby, with
Here's
a
the deal.
side.
Scott
Here's the deal.
Side
I
kick.
have to take back some of the things I said about, say, Mourinho and Conte.
Yeah.
Conte went and won in Napoli. This is his first season there in Napoli,
Yep.
and he won.
With Lukaku and Scott
I hated him
McTominay.
so bad at Spurs, and now I'm more willing to blame Levy than I am Conte.
Didn't he win in his first or second season with Chelsea?
First.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Free
So-
side too, baby.
I hate Conte less now. I respect him more.
Knocked
than-
off Inter. That was cool.
Yeah.
Napoli went nuts for that, of
And
course.
that's
That-
just
that
a
city,
rabid
good
fan
lord.
base. I mean, I don't think.
The Diego Maradona Stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great for them.
Yeah, they go nuts. That was cool, though.
I'll be interested to see what they do in the offseason. I don't know their financials, but they've obviously got a damn good team, and they got a good striker, and Scott McTominay is playing out of his freaking mind right
Was
now.
he just misused at United?
100%?
Yeah, they put him defensive, and he actually played.
Oh, at the end of his career there, he started scoring. Remember, he just
He
came
was
out of
the
nowhere. and
European-
yeah, as a sub.
He was
as
the
a
European
sub.
leading goal scorer in the Euros. That
He was for
qualifying.
Scotland.
Yeah.
No,
Until
so
they got to the Euros.
he played as a striker, like a backup striker in the United Academy a fair amount. So he has that within him. But for some reason, Jose really and Solskjaer really thought he was more defensive. And so they would put him in midfield and ask him to play back more. And I never thought his defensive capabilities were very good. But him going forward was pretty decent.
wait a minute, I missed it. They'll show the replay.
He was a-
Well, Scotland
almost
is not
offside.
producing the players they used to, especially in attacking sense.
John
So,
McGinn.
Yeah. Deliverance.
Playing
the banjo.
Yeah, he's a
So,
he's a looker.
what have we missed?
Yeah, I don't really like McGinn.
Do we want to? I mean, we were talking about the U.S. a little bit, but Pochettino.
Oh, my
World Cup,
gosh. Yeah, so, PSG did the treble just like Barcelona.
Right.
Which is not hard in League One.
I mean, no, but
Liga.
still. Ooh.
Oh, come on. He
That's
was
close. I guess he's
Way
just on
off.
with the ball.
That's what everybody was saying during the match as well.
That was way off.
That's what everybody kind of thought.
Yeah, but that camera angle, you're
Camera angle's
behind the
behind
ball.
him, dude.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Of course, Ronaldo doesn't think he's off,
Of course not.
but they ended up winning the match. So
So how's this format going to work with 40? Is it 48 teams in the World Cup?
Yeah.
So there's going to be 12 groups.
And some third-place teams will advance due to goals, I'm sure.
Which for a while there we were doing that, where there was third-place teams, and they went back to just the top 2.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know. Who's going to be strong? France, Spain.
Yeah, the usual suspects will be strong.
England's going to be flying in hot.
If Tuchel's there, they'll go through. You know it is.
They're flying high right now. I mean, they've got all the expectations, of course. But
Portugal.
Yeah, but they never seem to live up to it.
You're right. Find me a better 11 on paper though than theirs.
I think Europe got 3 more spots. I'm not sure, but
Oceania,
right? Yeah.
Eurasia.
Micronesia is going to be in there.
We'll have Mali. We'll get
That would
Saar
be cool.
playing in
That would
there
be
or some
cool.
shit.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, you guys were not very healthy this year, correct?
That's the reason why we weren't that good. No, I mean, like I said, you two last year. Because here's the deal. I went back to review the first episode of this season because I wanted to see what our picks were. And you two were comparing dick sizes about who was injured more the season before.
The
Which
numbers
you guys-
Apparently,
you
depending
voted
on which
50s.
website you checked.
Yeah. And that was contended.
It was like
Yeah.
52 versus
But-
54 injuries.
Yes.
Yeah,
So-
it was insane.
It was. I mean, it's kind of funny we're going back to this.
But
we
Tottenham didn't have that
had,
many.
we had 12 injured players. It was crazy.
Yeah, but not 50-something.
No.
Okay, well, you want
No,
Ange
we don't have
sacked,
50
but
players.
he didn't play with a full deck all year.
But the whole deal with that is that
Yeah,
you
but same with
can't-
Ten Hag, and look how that ended up.
I'm not arguing there either.
When you have a system like Ange's, you can't do that.
It seems like
Once
when you
you're
guys
outside-
have...
once you're outside your 11, it can
Yeah,
get
but
changed.
it seems like when you guys have Romero and Van de Ven, you're
without
able
a
to do
doubt.
way. By the way,
Yes.
shout out to Van de Ven for that clearance. That was an insane
there's
goal line
shirts, There's
clearance.
stickers. There's
He deserves
we're
it.
getting them.
That was insane.
Tottenham's group was going to do hats. We're
An
not doing
inch
that.
either way on that shin, he ends up kicking it
He
into his
has
own goal.
No, he's
That's
too
just
classy
insane
for
what he
Tottenham.
did.
He's too classy for Tottenham.
That was
There's
awesome.
no way.
If he's healthy.
I mean, I hate it as a United fan, but like
Right.
just as a pure,
It's hard not to respect that.
yeah, exactly. Just as a sports lover, I was like, gosh, dude, that's a hell of a save.
but Romero's going to be gone, I think. Van de Ven will stay, and he probably is. Real's going to pick him off in a year.
But yeah, so when he has his players, like especially those two at the back, Ange Ball is definitely more in
Different
play.
team.
Because what happened was, we can't play out of the back when we have 2 center backs that are not very good.
As most teams.
And I don't
Have
like to
the
play
same
out of the back
problem.
to begin with, but at least those guys, Mickey can bring it up. And but what happened was I don't want to go into too much in the weeds, but we were reduced to trying to get it out to Spence on the wing. There's like 5 guys.
Spence has been good this
he's
year.
great, but there's like 5 guys on Spence, and he's got to try and find the next pass. And there's like the whole team on him, and then we lose it, and then we get scored.
Okay, so you're going to fire the guy who didn't have a healthy team. All right.
I didn't.
That's
say
what
we
we
were
did.
gonna fire him. You can't. It's like
After he won a
it's like
trophy
you
and-
and we're the
alright.
same deal. It's like we were meant for each other this year. You can't just keep.
He was
going through
given a
managers.
trophy, okay? We gave it to them.
You can't keep going through managers. You can't. You got to stick with something. But
So you want him in?
I don't know.
Damn.
I was going to say, did you answer my question earlier?
I will. I'll say
kidding.
this. I will give him 5 matches.
That's the...
I don't care. I
matches?
know it doesn't work.
Dave, I love you, but I think
gotta
that's
get
the
signings.
dumbest answer. I think that's a dumb answer.
I'm riding on a high. I want a trophy.
Well, you got to get
Ask
signings
me-
in first before you know it.
Yeah.
Okay, so before
Are they
signings...
going to do it before that or after?
Before the trophy, I wanted him out. So if that tells you anything,
Dave, there's your
see you later.
answer. No, there's
We
your
played
answer.
a really awful.
That is your answer, Dave. This is exactly what we went through last
And
season.
so Thomas
This is
Frank
exactly what we
said-
went through
all
last
right.
season.
So you think Thomas Frank's better than Ainge? You said it. You said it.
I don't know. I like Thomas Frank. I think he's a cool guy. I don't
Hey,
know.
hey.
It's Spurs. There's
cool
never
guy.
a good answer. There's never
Okay,
logic.
okay. So before we go
Keeping
into
Maresca, by the way.
yes, I think at the end of the day, Chelsea had a good season.
Yeah,
But it's so
Champions
weird.
League,
that
you won a
it's-
trophy?
remember-
I'm never gonna
here's-
complain
here's-
about that.
Here's the reference.
They were the
point.
youngest team.
But
in the
like
league.
came here
2
for-
months ago, everybody was like,
No.
"Oh, Chelsea are crap,"
We
and like
came here
everything's
for
falling apart.
Christmas.
And
We did a Christmas episode.
Yeah, our last
and
half
we
was
were, they were
terrible.
on a high. They were like
Yeah,
We're
but then
like-
it kind of tanked after
Yeah,
that for a
it
little
tanked.
bit.
We were second.
So it's like, God, what is this? Just not happening.
Yeah.
And so they're gonna, and Chelsea, easy
December
Chelsea
was
to just
December
get rid
was
of that.
bad. January's bad.
Okay, so before all the signings happen this summer, what are you guys looking for your teams
Shit,
next?
pretty
Like,
excited,
what
guys.
would be considered a good season next season? Does that make sense?
Players that we're getting and finished.
No, before you see what you guys pick up, all that stuff, just right now.
Well, we already signed 2 guys, so I can't really.
Okay, well, Chelsea's different.
Before Delap,
You probably loaned out 12 as well already.
I'm just talking about what gaps we need to fill.
Yeah, we're off that right now. What are you hopeful for
We
next
need
season?
a number 6.
No.
Champions
I'm not
League,
talking about what do you
Europa.
want to come in. I'm asking like, what do you want from your team next season? What would be
We're already in
what would be a good season next season?
6th,
So improvement in the league,
which
like-
is not hard.
and how far into Champions League?
Oh God, no! Champions League, we're gonna get blitzed. That's. I don't even care if we play Marseille. We're dead. Champions League. Hey, we're happy to be here, but
What would be a good season in your eyes for Chelsea after this season?
I would say February, March, we still have a shot at the title.
So you're in like the second, third range,
Yeah, plus Champions League. So
hey,
and
battling on all fronts.
and we have to win one of the FA,
yeah.
Champions League, or EFL.
Yeah. So
Have
to your
to.
point,
Have to.
that's the same with
One of those.
Spurs finished 17th and won Europa League. That's the same kind of deal. We have to continue winning trophies. They're tournaments. They're not league play. But we have to win an FA Cup. We have to win a Carabao Cup.
We may
whatever
be in
it's called now.
we may be in the Club World Cup final before any
Yeah.
of this happens.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll turn that on you.
I would say if we make the semi on that.
What are you looking for?
I just want. We've shown we can go deep in, regardless of the manager. We can go deep in the
hard to
domestic
say,
cup, and even the European
you guys
Cup.
are good in cups.
tournament.
Even
Right, we're a cup
Ten
team.
Hag won what, the FA Cup and this Carabao?
So I'm keeping it very, very simple next season. I just want improvement in the league. I want more consistency. So 2 seasons ago, last season, we ended up 8th. We probably should have ended up 10th or 12th. We got lucky in some matches. This season, it was pretty accurate. We ended up 15th. We deserved, if you look at the metrics and stuff, we deserved 15th.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
there's not much to really expect other than, get up to 7th, get up to 6th.
You know what the point to be made about all this is?
I don't even really care what we do in the domestic cup. I would love to see another
Yeah,
FA Cup or
but those
something.
are tournaments.
But I don't care. I just want more consistency in the league.
The point to be made about this, and this is why I was mad on the last game of the season, after we won Europa League, your body of work, your quality of football matters. I show up every weekday to watch the match.
Exactly.
I want my team to be good.
Exactly.
I want their style of play, their effort, their everything to make me care. And
United only scored.
I almost gave up on Spurs for once. I was like, I don't even want to fucking watch this.
I was in the same boat. United didn't even outscore anybody in the league than the relegation teams.
Right. All
That's
this
it.
Trophy stuff.
Like,
and
they
cup
could not
stuff
score.
That's just a gift landing in your lap with the bright stars over it. But the league play, your body of work is who you are for the whole season.
Right.
Okay, so United has no European competitions.
Yeah. This is the
Save
second
your legs,
time.
baby.
You guys,
This is only the second time
your
in 35
expectation
years.
should be to win FA or EFL. Then
For sure.
you
Well,
have
that's
to
the question for
For sure.
us. Is
win one of those and finish in Europa. Spot.
we have Champions
Right.
League money
Right.
now,
Finish
so
top 6 or
Other than
something.
that, you guys are fucking
if we
pissed
get
off all over again.
Yeah. No. If we get a trophy and finish top 6,
That's
I would be
huge.
ecstatic.
Yeah.
If we even just finish top 8, I would be ecstatic.
If you
I'd
get
be
to
like,
European
sweet, this is way better.
that'd be good.
But that's how much we've fallen off in the last 12
not
years.
that we open up our pocketbooks, but the fact that we're in Champions League should be appealing to some players.
Yeah.
That they're that are like Leroy Sané, who's 29, that wants to land somewhere. He's like,
Yeah, but
yes.
you already said you guys are getting reamed in the Champions League. So I mean,
It doesn't matter.
Who wants
he
to?
doesn't know that. He hasn't been there
Trying
yet.
to
He hasn't
qualify.
felt the sting. He hasn't felt the pain.
You try to qualify through the league with a better team.
It's like Conte. We broke him. Mourinho. They've never been broken until they came to Spurs.
Well, it was a double whammy. He's been to United and Spurs within 5
Correct.
seasons. So.
What did we say throughout the last third of the season? We were meant for each other. on every level.
Hey, I will say on the MUFC podcast with Tyler, I've been joking. I wanted us to finish 17th and win the Europa and make it into Champions League just for the memes. Yeah. You guys stole my meme. So thanks a lot, Dave.
Okay.
You guys stole my meme. I wanted that.
That makes me feel kind of good. I might get a tattue of the table,
Europa League
17th, and then a trophy
and
above
then the Europa trophy. Yeah, you should. You should do it as a tramp stamp right back here.
I like that.
Just for you.
That's taken already. That spot's taken.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Levy.
Says exit only.
It's Levy. Yeah, exit only Levy. What have we missed?
Covered a lot, talked a lot.
Golly. I mean, there's a lot going on.
There is a lot going on. I was about to say, we're going to have to have another one this month because
there's a lot going on.
Soccer going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Hey, we are going to have a fundraiser here on June 22nd.
Tell us more about that. I've kind of missed out on the. you sent something around.
It's going to be. Well, we don't have to do the food here, obviously, and all that stuff. So, but it's going to be that Sunday. We play the Gold Cup match June 22nd versus Haiti. And Blue Angels FC Academy, who we've already raised money for.
Are they from
Yukon?
Right, yeah. I mean, kind of just a little bit west of here.
Yeah.
Kind of by the lake, actually. So
okay.
Determine whatever that
Bethany
area is.
and Yukon
I think
area.
of that, yeah.
Yep.
If you had to locate it. But yeah, he's going to come show up with his team and their families because it's a kid-friendly environment.
23rd of June?
22nd.
22nd of June?
Yeah. And the U.S. match will be that day, so we'll hang out. We'll do a raffle before the U.S. match and watch the match with them and see if there's any other donations.
I think we play Turkey coming up here, don't we? We have 2 friendlies.
Speaking of, we got a friendly on Saturday.
This Saturday.
Yep.
We play turkeys?
Yeah. Turkeys, a bunch of them. Turkey
Honey
if we lose that...
where's that match at? I don't even remember where it's at.
I don't know. I just was going through things today and that popped up.
But yeah, we have like 5 matches this month for the U.S. So.
Well, United almost lost to Malaysia and Hong Kong.
The summer tour.
Oh, you're already on that?
Hey, there's a summer tour.
We played 2 games just to like make up like $10 or $12 million, just like that. It was just a money grab.
Duh.
It was
Did you
crazy.
send all your players?
Yes.
Oh, it's part of it. Yeah, you have to go.
These guys want to go to.
Did you hear Beckham talking about that? Beckham was not happy with them.
Well, Garnacho flipped some people off right after the game, rocking out. Diallo said that people were
talking shit to him.
Yeah, sending insults towards his mom, towards him. So he was like, "Well, I'm gonna flip you off for that."
Diallo's
so I was like,
flipping
"That's
fans
fair."
Off in Malaysia, like.
I mean, if you're gonna insult his mom, that's fair.
Let me ask you this:
Zidane will headbutt you for talking about his sister. So
if we're staying on your team, what happened to Kobe Minu? He was great in the Euros. Was he hurt this year?
Yeah, he's been injured off and on.
Because that guy, I thought.
But I don't know how well he fits into the Emirates system. That's the problem, because he needs So in a midfield 3, he can work. In a midfield 2, I don't. Unless you play him further forward.
Isn't that something to be said? It's all the players that all teams buy. Are they really a fit? I mean, you're trying to get fans to buy
that's
tickets.
the giant problem.
It's everywhere you go.
But that's the giant problem.
Switching managers.
Well,
it's like
Amram has such a specific.
Oh God.
Conceição was tearing these dudes up, man.
Yeah.
Amram has such a specific type of system with certain players that he wants to play in that system that we don't have like half of them.
So what's your money situation for the offseason? Because Ratcliffe,
they just laid off 200 staff and they spent $120 million on 2 players. So.
And they pulled food from a lot of people. Yeah. And that,
the rats are eating the food, but
we just have soup. We just have soup and salad for everybody.
But if Amarin,
there's memes out now because we're potentially going to sign Mbumo that. They're showing like Sir Ratcliffe how excited he's going to be that he doesn't have to buy shampoo for one of the because he's bald.
They are laying off people. They're spending
Fergie watching.
Well,
what is Ferguson doing when he watches? He's just like
he's not happy.
He's like, gosh, this fell off hard.
But he
what is this crap?
He kind of left them hanging.
He doesn't recognize.
He kind of left you guys.
Well, so
no, his last season.
He let David Moyes walk into it.
So the biggest problem
that was the logical choice.
No. The big problem was David Gill, the general manager, also left at the same time he did. That's a big problem. If David Gill had stayed in, we probably wouldn't have been in this big of a mess.
He like screwed Keane at the end.
Yeah, and he admitted that. He said, we probably would have won 1 or 2 more Champions League had I not had an issue with Keane, Beckham
didn't like him at
Van
all.
Nistelrooy. Oh no. Well, Keane doesn't even really root for United, but because he, made his career off of United, they ask him all the questions about United.
Yeah, some guy at the match after Tottenham guy was telling me that Keane was a Tottenham fan.
I have no
I'm
idea.
like,
I haven't heard him
Robbie
say that.
Keane.
Yeah, Robbie
right?
Keane.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like Roy.
Yeah.
He's
Getting the
like,
wrong
I
one.
guess he was
Yeah.
talking shit on him online or something. Like, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But anyway, yeah, no.
Classic.
United actually.
Kudos down again.
If you did you see the Forbes list? United is number 2 again. Like United is a cash cow.
Oh,
So
without a doubt.
there's still money in the world.
So I'm just saying,
there's still money available.
Who fits Amarim's system? I mean, you should be kicking out a lot of players, right?
Yeah, I hope they sell like Shaw. I would be fine with Mount leaving. They need to probably loan out. Sancho, Antony, Rashford all need to be sold. Hoyland probably needs to go on loan.
Garnacho's gone.
Yeah, Garnacho's
And
probably
just let-
sold.
just
We might
let,
we might buy him, I
Amarim
heard.
buy his players, right?
Do what?
Just let Amarim buy his players.
I think Barada and the back staff know what kind of players he wants. But this isn't going to be fixed in one window. It'll probably take one more. But if we can sell like 7 or 8 players
Dude,
and
we
get
had
in
to sell
5
our
or
entire
6,
club, and look how long it took us to get back to anything.
yeah,
We sold an entire 18 squad players.
yeah.
I guess Arsenal got rid of 13 players today.
I mean, that's a lot too.
They got rid of-
Thomas Partey's out.
Is he really?
They got rid of
Yeah.
13
Well, you've heard the
players?
rumor about Partey, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
What?
Rumors. It's happened more than
he-
once.
He's in the midst of a case right now.
No, that he's in cases. That's been happening for years.
multiple sexual assault
Oh,
accusations
wow.
against him.
Oh man, I guess I
And
missed
I
that.
didn't look at the
But
list. 'cause
UK law
I don't
doesn't-
I don't clickbait on Arsenal.
Well, UK law doesn't allow him to name the
Yeah.
person,
Yeah,
Oh.
so he's anonymous. But the rumor,
he'll get off like Mendy.
everybody.
Do you
yeah.
think Fulkrug was bragging to Bruno that he ended up higher in the table? You think that's what he was pissing Bruno off about?
Bruno's like, I scored?
By the
more
way,
goals
this
than
is
you
our
ever thought about."
this is our Godfather episode. This is like 3 hours long, but I love it.
I don't think it's too bad, but
Hour
yeah,
15?
we might be an hour. And,
That's great.
there's a break like for 5 minutes though in the middle of
That's
that.
true. That's not bad at all.
But that's not too bad.
But yeah,
It's hard to say where each team's going to finish right now because, like Alan said before the signings, what are your expectations? But
Yeah,
as soon
not
as you sign
not.
somebody, like
I'm not
oh,
asking.
shit.
Yeah, I'm not asking like what do you guys think's going to happen. I'm just asking like as a
Yeah,
fan,
I mean-
what do you want to see
Well,
out of your team next year?
I think for us two, the only way is up.
We just want more consistency in the
only way
league.
is up. Like
Yeah.
I said, I want to watch good football, and
You guys will be better next year.
Trent already wants a new owner, so
I want the American to take over
he's
everything.
not leaving.
Everything. Yeah, I think if we get a striker, I don't know how Delap's going to turn out, but I don't think we're that far off.
You
Everybody
guys
else.
just need to have a couple more players
We need
that take
Yeah, but-
away the attention from Palmer.
You just need a backup
Palmer
for
can do
Nico.
whatever he wants.
We need a backup.
Jackson's
for,
been good.
We need a backup
Jackson's.
for. I agree.
Actually,
I don't have any problem with
don't.
Jackson.
Because he was
He gets
missing
murdered online, but
well,
I'm like,
he was missing everything when he first started.
He misses some good,
He's a
but
winner.
every
when he
striker,
first started,
even
he-
Harry Kane would miss
No,
some.
when he first started, he was missing like.
he's a
Yeah,
winger.
yeah, yeah.
He's a winger though. He's not a nine.
No, Jackson, I have to admit,
His
is a
hold-up
good
plays
player,
got him.
and I think you should keep him.
Yeah, I'll be really upset if we move on from him. But we signed Delap, so I don't know.
He's probably
if
just
going to
the-
play off of him.
I mean, unless Delap just hits the ground running, he's probably the backup.
If you sign that guy right now, you're probably signing him to play
It's
a
Chelsea. You're going to have two squads
Over
of
Jackson,
guys-
who's proven.
lot. I think so.
You're going to
Alright.
have two squads of players that should be on the pitch.
I don't.
Right.
I think Jackson might play a different role. Is all I'm saying. Not
Oh,
necessarily.
you think he'll be pushed out wide?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because we're getting
But
rid
if
of
you
Sancho.
like him out there, right? He's got the speed.
Sancho's going back, and he started a lot of those matches. We have Neto, who's on both sides, and Madueke stays on the right. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Jackson can get out wide more, and Delap plays up top, and Palmer's underneath him. I'm sure Poch is going to find out Maresca is going to find out in the Club World Cup. He's going to experiment with some of that shit.
By the way,
so.
Yeah, for
Palmer's
sure.
Been weird in interviews. What's wrong
Who's that?
with him?
Who's been
Palmer.
weird?
And
he's just a weird guy in general.
conference- yeah.
No, who's been weird? Who?
Palmer.
Cole Palmer.
Oh.
The interviews
Has
in
he?
the conference finals is bizarre, dude.
He's a bizarre guy. Yeah. He literally only knows how to play soccer.
He's pretty freaking good at it.
I
Although,
think he admits it too.
so I did pick him to be the PFA Player of the Year, and that's not.
Speaking of which,
Yeah, that was no
It's
solid.
it's Salah, right?
we
So-
talked about City and everything and PFA. Phil Foden, I think, had one goal.
Dude, he fell
How did
off.
that guy go?
That's
What
why
about Jack Grealish,
that's
dude?
why I said Rodri.
Grealish
I
had, like,
think-
one good
I think
season.
Rodri is the deal because it opened up those guys like Foden that
sucked.
ran the lanes and did. Grealish has always just been.
Well, Holland
spoiled.
was hurt, too, so that
Grealish
affects their
cares
whole
more
play.
about partying than he does anything.
No, only
That he
Rodri,
does.
Trent. Only Rodri.
Rodri was hurt for sure.
And De Bruyne was hurt, and then he came back.
Bruyne was
but-
hurt. They were banged
De
up.
Bruyne,
but
where
they
is
were
De Bruyne
holding
is
it.
gone.
Where's De Bruyne going?
MLS, right? Like
No,
Chicago
no,
Fire
now
at one
he's
point?
going-
I heard that was turned off.
He's
Oh.
actually been linked with.
Man
Villa?
United?
Was it Villa?
He's going to Man
No,
United?
no. Spain or Italy.
I thought I saw Villa.
Napoli? I thought I heard.
I
I,
just
thought I
figured-
saw Inter or Napoli.
I
or
just
something.
figured it
saying
was
you're-
time for him to sail into the
Napoli's a good
sunset
shout.
and go to the MLS. No more knee injuries. Just kind of
Right.
have fun, make
the
some
same
money.
was said for
be in
Antoine
the-
Griezmann too, and he just re-signed with Atletico Madrid.
God,
Look at that save.
That's a great double save.
Double save right there.
That is
from Ter
great.
Stegen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Man.
The sport's keeping us busy on the mics, I'll tell
Yeah.
you that.
Like I said, we got tons of matches coming up, and that Oklahoma United FC. You went to that, Alan, right?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun,
the
actually.
Imps?
At UCO? No, it's
No, not him.
Oh,
it's a different, different club.
A couple of the guys were at the Europa because one of them was wasn't he on the pod?
Yeah.
He was.
He was a left back.
Yeah.
Oh, Jaunty.
Yeah.
Yeah, John T.
He was out there
He's a
playing.
Spurs guy.
Yeah, he's a Spurs fan.
Kid won a trophy.
I'm going to go to those for sure. My neighbor actually offered me free tickets, but we were in Florida, so I didn't go.
You know the stadium was really nice. The SNU stadium, not SNU,
UCO.
UCO stadium.
Yeah.
it was really nice, and
We should go out there one day.
I thought the environment was great because they did the tickets the way they did.
Looked
I mean,
packed.
it was quite a
pot
bit
out
of
there.
people. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
we
quite a lot.
we know. Did you see George or any of the guys? The Douglas goalkeeper coach by chance? Remember
I
him?
saw Mario.
You saw Mario?
I saw Mario. I saw
Mario's moving up.
shout out Darren. I saw Darren, the Leeds
Still
fan.
Fox?
Darren Leeds.
Hey,
was out there.
Darren, you're on our next podcast.
Yeah,
by the
we
way.
need to
No,
we need to
he's
do
not.
it.
We need a translator for that fucking accent. That accent is.
we
They're
need to-
up. They're up.
We need an English takeover.
Leeds is up, and we need him. Yeah.
Well, hey, we talked
We need to
about
get
that.
we need to get Paul.
Yeah.
We need to get Darren.
We talked
need to
about
get
this for all the
Kieran.
fans out there. We,
Yeah.
What was it called? The British Invasion.
British Invasion. pod.
Next year we'll do that.
We need to
Next
do
season
that.
No, we're doing
we'll
it this
do that.
summer.
We should do it this summer.
Okay.
We should do it
We
this
got plenty
summer.
of time this summer. So
But
do
yeah,
they.
Darren was there. Some of the kids that were on my son's soccer team, they were there. So yeah, we saw a lot of people. It was great.
How is
But
your
it was the
son's
last.
soccer team doing, by the way?
Well, they moved up their last. They won their last 7v7 tournament, but then their next tournament they went to 9v9,
Okay.
and they had to play for some reason 2 ages up.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Are
they
you
actually
in his age group.
they actually got a
His son?
tie against one of them.
Did they? Or do you guys?
Yeah, my oldest and his oldest, but my son plays NOKC and his is ESC.
We should
so.
have the
They
kids
played
on
each
the
other
podcast.
plenty of
Yeah, there we
times.
go. Talk soccer. Yeah. They'd probably be like, "Huh?
It's
What?"
It's off season now. We don't have.
I bet your son could talk Chelsea. My son could talk United, and then about
yeah.
beyond that, they'd be like,
Braden watches
what?
a lot.
Is your boy a Chelsea guy?
Yeah.
Forced.
He plays FIFA religiously, so he knows all the clubs.
Yeah, so does my son.
It's
yeah,
like they
he
see the
plays quite a
crest, and
bit.
they know who it is. I'm like, all right, I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they love it. But yeah, me and Alan will see each other every now and then at these
Yeah.
tournaments, or we are at the same tournament, never see each other.
Right.
You should just
Right. Somehow
podcast
just
out
miss
there.
each
You're
other.
already there.
Yeah, no
You
shit.
get in trouble by your wives so
Summer
for not
soccer.
watching the games.
I tried to get my wife out tonight. She was like, "Wait, you're gonna be talking for an hour and a half? Hell no, I'm not going."
Yeah.
What ifs? But yeah, we got a lot of soccer this summer, guys. So we need to stay in touch.
Yeah.
Keep up on the socials.
Well, since we're all out of beer, let's cheers.
Cheers the dryness.
Here's to the summer.
This was almost how the season ended up for all of us.
This is so ironic, isn't it? Okay. Well,
This was Arsenal season right here.
roll
Always
that
is.
beautiful
Always
music.
is.
No cups, empty cups.
We're out. We're out.
See you guys.